I love this question because I really do believe it's not necessarily the service offering because can you get a website from anyone? Sure. Can you get graphic designs and logos and branding built? Yes. But I really think that our differentiator is the fact that any and everything that we do is backed by data. And a lot of companies will not say that. We have a 90-day guarantee. We say that we will get you tangible, something that you can feel or see or measure, tangible results in the first 90 days of working with us. And again, because we start with data, so 90 days later, we're able to show you, hey, the impact that we've had on your business, whether that's 1% or 10%, or even sometimes double digit and triple digit success, it goes back to the data. So I think that's our number one differentiator.
Hey, my people. This is Bobs in the Burbs, a podcast featuring talks with business leaders to help you find, fund, and amplify Black-owned businesses in suburban areas and beyond. I'm your host, Ashley L. James, owner of ALJ Digital, and I'm on a mission to make sure our community's businesses are more visible online. So, let's get into the show. My guest today is Desiree Whitehead, the founder of Howl Marketing and a South Florida native who truly knows her way around a growth strategy. While many agencies are content to just take a client's money and deliver cookie cutter results, Desiree built her business on an integrity cap, ensuring every move is backed by real data and tangible 90-day results. She's a certified HubSpot partner who helped a drone startup scale from a literal two-person team to a $300 million valuation in just 5 years. When she isn't geeking out over analytics, she's back at her alma mater, FIU, mentoring the next generation of entrepreneurs to help them transition from the corporate world to their own dopeness. Desiree is living proof that you can be perfectly imperfect and authentic while still turning a deep sense of purpose into a massive profit. Hey, Desiree, welcome to the show. How are you feeling?
Hey, Ashley. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited for this chat.
Perfect. Me too. Let's get into it. Okay, so tell me a bit about your background. We read all of the interesting and awesome things that you are doing. Tell me about what led you to your own dopeness.
Ooh, great question. I always tell people about my journey a bit, and it really started in the nonprofit world. Straight out of high school, I was the girl that was like, I'm going to corporate America. I'm going to get a good job. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to make an impact in the world. And I started in the nonprofit world. I was there for about 10 years, but I tell people that that's really where I got my heart and soul from, because in nonprofit, there is work being done that is impactful. And a lot of people don't get that introduction to corporate America. They go to companies and it's for profit, but that is a completely different mindset. And so the organization down here in Broward, I got to help them. I think it was go from a couple of $1 million a year, and by the end they were making $30 to $50 million a year in donations that were able to be reinvested in their programs. And so things like helping Holocaust survivors, something I thought I would never get the opportunity to do, but helping tell their story for the next generation, helping domestic abuse victims have a outlet to share their story so that other survivors know that survival is possible. And so I took everything that I learned with me as I transitioned after 10 years into the for-profit corporate world, where I definitely did my thing. I climbed the corporate ladder. I've worked in the moving industry. I've done a dabbling in the cruise industry as well. That was very fun. All before ending up in this drone tech industry. And I would say that was what taught me that if you are dedicated, if you show up every single day, you lead with integrity, that the outcome is that your marketing is dope. And so, yeah, that was really a little bit about my journey. But I think the thing people don't know is I left corporate America and never looked back after hitting an integrity gap, like an integrity cap. A lot of people hit a financial cap, but for me, yeah, I got to the point where I was like, yeah, we're not doing the things that align with my heart, with my integrity, with my values. And so I slowly made my way out of being a corporate girly into being a CEO.
Wonderful. Now, that was quite a journey and a lot of different experiences that really led you to where you are now. So, your company is Howl Marketing. And we kind of heard about what inspired you to get started. What else do you want to share about Howl Marketing?
I would love to tell people that we really do lead with integrity. Like, I started my business so that good people could do good marketing for good people. I think marketing gets a really bad rep for good reason. There are definitely companies out there that will take your money, like you said, and just, they have this same strategy that they roll out to company after company. And I saw that when my companies used to try to outsource marketing, and I was like, no, we're just going to build a team. Let me build that team for you. And so Howell got to take all the best parts of my journey, which was storytelling and really leaning in to understand the purpose, the why behind these organizations. And then the good part of like having fun, teaching people that marketing is not intimidating. It can be done, but you have to do it the right way. And so I left corporate. I let go and let God. I was like, you got me. And he was like, I got you. And so I was able to transition very smoothly out of corporate and into being a CEO. I won't say it was easy. I won't say it was pretty. But Howell is my pride and joy. When I tell you that every single day I wake up and I walk in my purpose, and I have clients who are so invested in the process of working with me, that's why I left corporate, right? Like, they didn't care how or why we got to double and triple digit success. They were just like, of course, Des, it's you. And I was like, yeah, but like, okay, all right, you don't care. And so now I get the honor to handpick every single client that I work with, and I choose people who have a purpose, who have a dream, and want to be better every single day, and they're willing to accept help. And yeah, there's so many success stories that I have, but my clients are more like family, if I'm being honest, than real clients. I have clients that have been with me since the beginning. I have clients that come in, they gain the knowledge, and then they can bring marketing in-house, and I let them go and start their own, and just soar. So yeah, that's a little bit more about Howell that I would love people to know.
Okay, I love that. I think you gave a really good insight to how you created a business that leads from the heart as opposed to just trying to get money. And of course, we all want to succeed and have that successful life, but you really put a lot of heart into what you do. So that stands out by far. Now, talking about the clients that you've helped and some of those success stories, what can you give me one that really made you feel like, see, this is why I do what I do?
Ooh, I can. So this was the first big client that I had that I was able to get on a retainer, and that just means they're gonna pay me every month like I'm a lawyer, whether they use all my hours or not. But they were a small tech company at the time out of Las Vegas, and I got the phone call from a contact that I had in corporate. So those connections matter, those relationships that you are building matter, and they can carry with you long after you've left. And so I got the call, and he said, Des, what you did for my old company while you were building this other drone company, he said, I've left corporate, and now I've decided to be this consultant, this senior vice president of sales for a small drone company led by an 18-year-old at the time. And I was like, okay. And he said he has a drone, or he has a concept, he has a prototype, and he's in production for his first product. But there's no website, there's no product information, there's no brand. There is just a hope and a dream to put safer, more efficient, American made drones out into the market. And I was like, tell me more. And so they actually flew me out for an in-person conversation where they showed me the drone. This thing was flying and breaking glass. It had a two-way speaker on it. And I was just like, we are on to something. But when I heard his story, the why he started this company, which was, unfortunately, he had someone that was involved in the October 1 Las Vegas shooting that happened a few years back. And
oh my gosh.
Exactly, right? And that's, again, it's impact. And so he decided to go and interview with the Las Vegas PD, tirelessly saying, how could you have been better in search and rescue and trying to find the shooter? And they actually told them the hardest thing was going floor by floor by floor of this, 60-story hotel to try and figure out which room this person was in. And so he created a product that could be sent in first and save more lives. And so that alone, I was like, I'm in. Let's do it, right?
Yes. Oh my gosh. What an inspiring purpose. And just, oh my gosh, taking a terrible situation, and he lost
tragic.
a friend in that.
Right.
A tragic situation, and turning it into something for the good of not only himself but multiple people. Like, wow, that is wonderful.
Yeah.
And it's great. How did you feel being a part of that?
I think in the beginning it was very interesting because I could feel that we were on the brink, which is funny, the brink of greatness. The company is Brink Drones, but he knew what he wanted to do. He was very intentional. He did the work, he did the research to build a product, and he always is innovating. So they had one product back then. I think now they're up to 6 products. They're rolled out over 600 3-letter agencies across the world. I genuinely mean globally. He's now made Forbes 30 under 30. So I got to watch greatness in motion and be a part of creating their brand colors and doing the research and saying, I want to come up with a color that reminds people to be safe, blue, but not your typical blue. It's like this soft powder blue. And building their website, building their marketing materials, helping them go to trade shows to showcase their product in a unique way, which at trade shows, you cannot fly a drone, but I created a whole unique concept that basically enclosed this drone so that it could safely be flown. And I really got to push my own limits with creativity, with innovation. And so I can absolutely say they made me better as a marketer because it was something so raw that the world needed to know about. And it was my mission to make and help them go to market. So yeah, I'm actually very, very grateful for that phone call, for that opportunity. And I still watch what they do to this day. I'm so, so proud of them.
You should be, and as you should also be proud of all the work that you did with them to help them to get to where they are. And I mean, let's just boil it down a little bit. So what exactly does Howl Marketing do? How would you describe what your company does?
In the most simple way, we're a growth agency because growing means a lot of different things to different types of businesses. So you might want to grow your customer base. You might want to grow your presence on social media and your followers. You might want to help people engage and understand who you are. So we can build websites, we can run your social media, we can help with designing your whole brand, creating your logo, your colors. And we really, at our core, help people tell the story of why their business was created for their audience and how they actually solve problems. And that's what we do.
I love that. That's kind of what we're doing right now.
Yeah, very
With you on a smaller scale, yes. But speaking of the scale, how is your team set up? Do you have a team, or is it you doing everything?
Right now we do. We're a team. We fluctuate between 7 and 11, and that's because we have contractors. So I can really pull people in as needed. We have
Mm-hmm.
project managers, data architects, we have operations, we have developers, and we have social media strategists. In the beginning, I did it by myself for a long time. I wore
Ooh.
many hats
Mm-hmm.
because I was well versed when I was in corporate, but I also wanted to keep expenses low. So we have an amazing team right now who I just posted this yesterday. They believe in my vision just as much as I do. And it feels, I'm so grateful to finally be 7 years in and have a team that I can look around at that genuinely, from the bottom of their heart, is part of the wolf pack in a way that I never thought possible.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it feels so great to be in that spot and really be able to look at the people around you and know that you're all working toward a unified goal.
Yes.
Besides your awesome team, what are some other tools or resources that have helped you build your business?
Ooh, good question. So, a lot of different things have helped in different ways, and I'll kind of work backwards since we're in the day and age of AI. ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, like, I think those are underutilized tools and part of my tech stack because they can help be a sounding board, right? I'm very creative, but I usually have four whiteboards in my office, and I used to just sit and whiteboard for hours, but now I can voice over strategy and kind
Mm-hmm.
of get that bounce back, and I can see it in different ways. So using AI, but I also have a CRM, which is just a database, but it's also my email tool, it's my sales tool, it's my social media scheduling tool, and that's called HubSpot. It's a platform that I've become very in love with, and now I'm a partner as well because they help small businesses grow and scale just like I'm trying to. But I also am very analytical, as you said. So I'm using tools like Google Analytics to really be able to understand how people are engaging with my website, with my social media, where they're coming from, how they're finding me. And then if I'm going deep, there's something called Hotjar, which helps people, it helps us as business owners be able to see how people are interacting with our website. It's phenomenal. It's called heat mapping, where you can see where people click the most. You can see where they're clicking where there's maybe not really a link, but maybe there should be because people think it should. Those are definitely like the main tools that I'm pulling open every day. And yeah.
I can see where your industry knowledge is really creating the foundation for how you are using those tools. And that's why it's effective for you, and that you're able to kind of bring everything together and help. And those tools can really help you grow because you already have that awesome foundation and all that experience that you've had in your industry.
Thank you. And you know, one tool that I actually didn't speak about, which I should have, is social media as a whole, right? I'm also on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, follow us, Howl Marketing HQ. But LinkedIn is such an underutilized platform, and it is a tool. So, like, these are part of the
Mm-hmm.
Howl toolkit because not just our customers, but people that need my service that don't know it yet, they're there. I'm able to keep and be connected with my old FIU professors that are watching my journey. But it's
Mm-hmm.
such a resource whether you are new in your career, thinking about changing careers. You can use it for recruiting, for searching for jobs, for really telling your own brand story. And it's like the
Mm-hmm.
perfect hodgepodge of, it's a little bit of Instagram reels because you can have videos, you can use it like X and just share your stream of consciousness and do a little clip, but you can also
Mm-hmm.
have deeply intellectual conversations and share your blogs and share your thought leadership, and people can share it, engage with it, like it, comment on it, and it's a little bit more refined than just kind of going down sometimes the black hole that can be Instagram. So yeah, if you're not on LinkedIn, and you know this well, Ashley, get it together.
Yes. So, of course, oh my gosh, that was an awesome endorsement. But yes, as you mentioned, I am a little versed in LinkedIn as a LinkedIn consultant and everything. So, of course, I'm behind everything that you had to say about LinkedIn and the various ways that you can use it And I really want to kind of switch into how entrepreneurs can use the platform. Because sometimes I think with all the different social media that is out there, that LinkedIn kind of gets lost in the sauce because a lot of people feel like it's really just for resumes, it's for if you're in the corporate space, and not necessarily seeing the value for entrepreneurship. So I love that you decided to touch on that a little bit more.
Yeah, and it's almost it's more of a digital, yes, it's a resume, but I want people to like reframe the way that you think about LinkedIn, right? It
Hmm.
is because this is what I do for my clients too. Like they come to me and they aren't posting, they don't have a company page if they have a business, small, medium, however small. They aren't sharing anything, right? They're just there lurking in the background. And I think
Right.
you get as much out of it as you put in. And so, what I educate people
Hmm.
on, just like you, is you can show up authentically as yourself. You are a brand, whether you have a product to sell or not, right? So, Desiree Whitehead is a brand, and I just so happen to also be a business owner. And so last night I got home from a networking event, and one of my scheduled posts went out that was talking about my 7 year anniversary. And I had a moment of reflection. And I ended up just going into this like 4 and 5 page paragraphs of like, I'm so grateful to still be here 7 years later. I've never celebrated year 1, year 3, year 5. And that was because of one of my employees. She was like, wait, you're about to hit 7 years and you've never actually talked about it. And I was like, girl, life is life. And she was just like, I understand, but you deserve to let the world know that you really are as dope as you think you are. You are a professional, you are a thought leader. And I was like, you're right. And kind of this whole strategy for us. So, yeah, it is your brand. The same way that you
Hmm.
share life updates on Instagram, people are telling you when they have babies and when they have what they got a new certification. Like, use it. I would say, yes, it is more professional than your Instagram because you're not going to go on there and rant. But I need you to realize that in this day and age, all I do with candidates is Google your name and if I have your email address. And I want to see what you've been doing online. Are you,
Hmm.
cursing people out? Are you at the club? Like, what are you doing? So LinkedIn gives you a way where you can really curate and share with the world what you want them to see about
Yes.
you. So,
Exactly. You get to frame the story,
yes.
and it's completely customizable. It's what you want to put out there. And you talked about Googling people. Your
Yes.
results for LinkedIn come up when people Google your name.
Yes.
So it's a great platform for visibility online. It's a great platform for really getting your thoughts out there and showing what you can do. I mean, they have added so many tools in now with AI and all that kind of stuff. And so it really helps to share your story in a unique way if you're
Yes.
using these um what whatever specifications in the right way. So just knowing how to do that.
Yes.
So yeah, awesome tool. Social media is definitely an awesome tool if you know how to use it and know what you're doing.
Yes.
Um, let's talk a little bit more about your personal views on things. So, what's some common industry advice that you actually disagree with?
This one's easy. Marketing is easy. Or actually, it's a hybrid now that I say it out loud. A lot of people think marketing is easy, but there's just as many people that think marketing is hard. And it's like, yes,
Mm,
but. So, marketing isn't hard. I think marketing takes consistency. I think it takes a strategy, it takes a certain approach. But if you can
mm,
learn the foundations, the baselines of know yourself, know who you're trying to reach, and solve a problem and then communicate that. That
mm,
is what makes marketing digestible. That's what makes marketing easy, and you don't have to overcomplicate it. And then on the other side, people that say, well, marketing is just hard, so I'm not going to do it. I'm like, no, it's not. Everyone can do marketing. We all are marketing ourselves every single day, whether you realize
mm-hmm.
it or not. And so, breaking down the barriers to just know marketing takes effort. That's how I would reframe it. It's not difficult, it's not
Yes.
easy, but it does take consistent effort. But as long as you're willing to invest, the reward is so beautiful. Like our vision at Howl is a world that is fueled by marketing. Period. Full stop. That's it. Because I really do
Yes.
believe that we are our own brands, and as when people start thinking like that, the world will be a better place.
You're absolutely right. And that's why, we touched on the LinkedIn piece. That's why you got to get behind what it is that you're doing and showing yourself in the best light. When we talk about marketing being too hard or super easy, like you said, it's not really either one of those.
Right.
It's really about what you put into it and the effort that you put into it. And then also, even if you're not saying anything,
Yeah.
that's marketing too, in a way, like, or anti-marketing, should I say, because there's still a message that you're putting out there about yourself and about your business if you're
Exactly.
not doing anything at all. So
Yep. Like being
you
invisible is
keep
bad
doing.
these days, right?
Yeah, it is. People got to know who you are. They're going to Google you and they'll either find absolutely nothing, which is a red flag, or they'll
Exactly.
find stuff you don't want them to find, which is a red flag, or you can create the narrative. So,
Exactly.
what is one piece of wisdom that you would want to share with an aspiring Black entrepreneur?
Ooh. This is it's funny. I've been asked this question in different ways recently. This is my affirmation. This is my word of the year, my phrase of the year. This is what
Mm-hmm.
everyone needs to believe, and it's trust your dopeness. Every single one of us are unique in our own way. Each of us bring value to every single room that we walk into. And I don't know the specific statistic, but Black individuals are significantly more creative in the world. The innovations that come from our community are foundational to this entire economy, the every industry. We are the waymakers, we are the innovators, and the next generation, you need to believe in yourself. And I, for so long, didn't trust my own dopeness. I think that I leaned on the organization and the corporation that I worked at to define who I was. But once I broke out of that realm and that world, I was like, I could do this for like 10 people, 10 businesses. And so the more I got to really go out there and I got that love back from my clients and customers and, other friends in the industry, they were the ones that started telling me, Des, like, why are you being shy? Like, go out there, girl. You are it. You are her. And so I really dug deep and I was like, what you're saying is I need to trust my dopeness. So for solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, students, like it doesn't matter where you are in your journey, you need to know that you are exactly as dope as you think you are and own it. Own it entirely and write it down. Wake up and remind yourself, like that's what affirmations are about. I am as dope as I think I am, right? I am as powerful as I think I am. I am in this room because I deserve to be. And so, yeah, just lean into that a little bit more.
Yes, I love that. Seriously, because we have to feed ourselves these positive voices and positive information because there's so much negativity out there.
Very
And
much.
so if we're not combating that, ooh, it's easy
It
to slip
lives in
into
you.
just
Mm-hmm.
not being sure and being unsure of yourself and not believing in your dopeness. So,
Yes.
okay, let's get into where you're operating from. So, where is your business located? And tell me a bit about it.
So we are in sunny South Florida. Even though we have clients all over the United States, I am born and raised right here in Broward County, and I have not left. I went to school down here. I went to college down here at Florida International University. Loved it so much. I went back and got my master's. But Matt, like right now, I'm looking outside my window and it is just blue skies and palm trees. There's not a cloud in the sky. And I get to wake
Ooh.
up in this little slice of paradise every single day. And this probably sounds crazy, but I also keep a heater at my feet because I'm always cold. So it's like a Even though I am in Florida.
Me too. Oh my God. I mean, I don't keep a heater, but I am always cold. So I have like jackets and blankets, so
Yeah.
much. But also, okay, let me also put this in there. Girl, how do you get anything done? Because if I just saw blue skies and knew the beach was like 5 minutes away, I don't know how I would stay focused. Like, more power to you just on that.
I think it's the opposite. I think I probably take South Florida not for granted because for me, I love day breaks. And a day break for me means if I hit a roadblock creatively or if I just want to get out instead of having like another tea or another cup of coffee, I literally walk outside and I just let the sun. I do a quick walk. I'll either walk around the neighborhood and just sit on the stairs outside of my house because I am so appreciative of my backyard that it's nice to just get out and soak up the sun 365 days out of the year. But I don't make it to the beach nearly as much as you think. Like summertime, absolutely, just because business is a little slower. But yeah, I think I don't take it for granted. I'm lucky enough to have a bay window. And so I am literally situated with three window panes around me, and I'm just always looking outside. So it is the most refreshing and like, yeah, it's a whole vibe. I can't lie.
I definitely hear that. I bet it is. So what would you say is something that's really unique about running a business in the suburbs versus maybe in the city, like a bigger city? What's around you? Miami?
So we're in, yeah, I'm in Fort Lauderdale. South of me is Miami, the city that never sleeps. North of me is like West Palm Beach, the city, what they say of like business. But what I think about Broward County is it is the perfect hybrid. I am all the way out west, which is complete suburbs. If I want to go to the city, 15 minutes east and I'm there, but I love that this is slower paced. I honestly grew up less than a mile and a half from where I bought a house. And so my dad is still right up this street. And I just really appreciate that I can go outside at night and look up and see stars, right? I'm not hearing the hustle and bustle of the city, the nightlife. It's just, I've never been that girl. I'm not a city girl. I am a suburban girl through and through. And as a business owner, we have a lot of like-minded people who are out here building businesses, trying to ensure that they are, I think, doing the work. And it's nice to be slower paced. It's nice to be surrounded by businesses that are still growing. We have a lot of small businesses around us. And of course, we have all those staples. We have an American Express and we have the Starbucks and we have big corporations. But I think even they like the slower pace of being out here in the suburbs as well.
Love hearing about how I don't know, how the environment is in your suburb and just seeing how that changes the way that you operate in a way. Um, Talking about that community piece and talking about where you are, what are some of the ways you're pouring back into your community?
Ooh, I love this question. So, something that I did not have in my journey, I didn't have a tribe, I didn't have a community, I never had mentors. And I refuse to let the next generation of people that are coming up under me to have that same experience. Even when I was in corporate, I would always go into these companies and help them bring marketing in. But that was what I didn't realize. That was me being a mentor, right? And for me, mentorship and stewardship go hand in hand. And you are only as great as the people around you. So I'm trying to uplift. I'm trying to always educate, right? I always want to bring people along with me. So I offer mentorship. That's something that is near and dear to my heart. I love getting to I talk with CEOs. Like, don't get it twisted. Mentorship doesn't mean that you're always talking to someone that's coming up under you, or maybe they're just getting out of school, or maybe they're early on in their career. I also mentor people that are 20, 30 years older than me that are like, wow, I never had that perspective that you bring to the marketing realm or to being a business owner. And so for me, the way that I pour back into community is creating it. I love connecting people. People call me like a master connector. And I love that because if I can hear two different people and hear their stories and understand where they're at and say, ooh, you two need to meet, you two need to have a conversation. I'm quick to do LinkedIn introductions, start a little email thread or a text thread, because if you try to go through the world alone, it is a very quiet place. And I think that more people should be trying to pull people together in a world where AI exists and people can be inauthentic. If you don't have community, create it. If you or seek it, right? There's a lot of online communities now post COVID where you can type in like marketers or developers, IT, community. Throw that word community in there and you will be overwhelmed with the possibilities that are in front of you. So, yeah, I create community. I'm always connecting people. I love mentorship. And I plan to do this from now until the end of time, truly. And I consult so that I can really help people get over the hurdles that they're dealing with, because I've been there, done that, learned from my mistakes.
I heard that. Yes. And we're always learning. We're always going to be learning and working on ourselves and improving ourselves. I really love what you said about mentorship, because it definitely keeps you grounded in a way. You're hearing about other people's experiences and you're being mentored as well as mentoring others. And I really love what you said about mentoring people that are even older than you, that have, more experience, because there's always a space to change that perspective, what perspective they're taking about things. And so in that same sense, do you have a book or podcast that you want to share that has completely shifted your perspective on things?
Ooh, and actually, no, she does have a podcast, which is funny. But I definitely love, and it's here in the background, but Rewrite Your Rules by Morgan Devon. She is someone who, if you've heard of Afrotech, Blavity is her media company.
Yes.
When you think about anything, not just being a business owner, like just being a person, we all grow up with rules, right? Like parents gave you rules, you went to school, there were rules. But I think what she tries to educate people on is changing the narrative, breaking your own rules, breaking down the barriers that you have had throughout life, and rewriting them in a way that works for you to help you reach whatever goal you have. So yeah, definitely get you a copy, Rewrite Your Rules, Morgan.
I've second that. I read Rewrite Your Rules and I really enjoyed that book. I think that part of what she does is examines what rules we already have in place. And then it's really about making sure that you're not thinking that you have to do it exactly the way it's always been done. It's what's going to work best for you.
For you, exactly.
Great recommendation. What song is really your anthem right now? So what are you listening to get motivated, to be ready to do different things? As you may know, we have our Work It Out playlist on YouTube. So I'll be adding your recommendation to that.
Okay, well, I am an R&B girly through and through. If I could just like live in the 80s and 90s R&B, that would be wonderful. That is my playlist. And so there's a couple reasons why. Thames Higher, okay, that's her song, but it's the lyric that is, I will wait for you. The year that came out, my mom was she was sick and in the hospital. We lost my mom unexpectedly, now almost 4 years ago.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you. But I remember I came home from the hospital that first day, and on like literally on the radio right before I got out the car, it was just that part of like, I will wait for you. And so at that moment, it was what I needed to hear. Like, I will wait for my mom as long as I need to. But as I've, continued in my career, it's a song that I always go back to because it means so much. Now that I'm in a season of growth, it's still very relevant. So yeah, Thames Higher, she is my girl. that is on repeat, and love that song.
Wow, that is such a deep story, and having that connection to your mom as well, but also being something that really pushes you forward and motivates you to keep going.
Yeah.
Wow, that is powerful.
Oh, thank you.
And in a similar way, you have created a mascot for Howl Marketing
Mm.
that has a story. You want to share that a little bit?
I do. So over my shoulder, there is wolves all around this office. What you can't see is there's like wolves over there, wolves over there. So Howl Marketing, excuse me, Howl Marketing is my baby, right? It is for me what I need it to be in a way that it's the way I approach marketing as well. A lot of people think, and I get this question like, why Howl? Why Howl Marketing? Where did it come from? And for me, Howl Marketing was born when I did a word, I was like, pulled out my whiteboard and I was like, what are the words that I want people to feel? How do my websites and my creative make people feel? And when you think about a wolf, there's two ways that you can think about a wolf. If you're out in the wild and you see a wolf in the distance, it's not up close. If you hear a wolf howl, it will make the literal hair on the back of your neck stand up. But it's also very majestic, right? Wolves are very beautiful creatures. They are refined, they are fierce, they are respected. That is the end result that I get my clients. That's the deliverable, that's the website, that's the social media. That's how they feel about the work that we do. But should you ever be up close with a wolf and you see its teeth and you don't want to mess with it, right? But it's also, it's powerful. It is different. There is no other animal that hunts a wolf in the wild. And so they are truly the alpha. And so that is our strategy, right? We are very powerful. We're very intentional. And I really don't believe that there's anyone out there that's doing it like me. And so when you put those two things together, and again, going back to hearing a wolf howl, I knew in that moment after doing this exercise, I was like, Howl Marketing. That's it. That's the name. I'm leaning all the way in. And if you look at my website, there are wolves everywhere. I do not hide from it. Like, wolves are in my logo. They're on my stickers. They are everywhere. And yeah, I love telling this story.
I love that too. And you have definitely fully embraced it. We can see it everywhere. And that's right. Nobody is doing it like you. It is you, and you got Howl Marketing, and you are shining. So my next question was, what makes your business a hidden gem that people should put on their radar? Well, we've covered a lot of it. If there's something you want to say to kind of pull it all together, what would that be?
You get Des. Like, I'll tell you what my clients call it. They call it the Des magic. I should probably trademark that. But I really do think that it is the way that I approach marketing. In telling you the story about Howl and how the name came about, I think that gives you a little peek into our uniqueness. And I really don't shy away from it. There is no other Desiree Whitehead out there in the world who is going to love your brand, love your business, and see your vision the way that you do. And those are the words. I'm just being a mirror to what my clients have said. I left corporate America so that I could create impact every single day, so that I could hand select the people that I choose to work with. But I never knew in my wildest dreams that I could be walking in this purpose. I'm going to get emotional every single day. I'm so blessed there are people out there who don't know what they want to do. But it's been so clear to me, and I have been a marketer for over 23 years, and it is still a labor of love. It is still everything that I think it is, and I'm just grateful to get the opportunity to help people turn their passion into profit in a way that feels genuine to them. It's authentic to them. I help them be their best version of themselves so that the people who need them see them the way that they want to be seen. And like that alone, that's why I do it. It's not the money. It's the end result that my clients feel when their website goes live, when their social media posts, when the newsletter is designed, and they're getting feedback that makes them pause and say, they see me, they understand me. And that's a gift that keeps giving every single day.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So powerful. And you and your heart really shines through in everything that you're doing. And so I just love seeing you like, okay, we're LinkedIn friends, of
Yeah.
course. So I am seeing all of the things that you're doing every day, and it's just so powerful. And the way that you really connect with your clients is so powerful. So when you say you're like the person that's really seeing what they're doing and taking it to the next level, that's true. That's absolutely true, and it rains through. You can see it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course. Now, if the people listening today decide to tell someone else about who you are and what you do, what is the big takeaway that you want them to share?
If you want, let me see.
Okay. Take your time.
Because I'm just like, let me see if I can make this a bite. I feel like what I want people to take away, and if they were going to talk to someone today, or they're going to walk into a restaurant and look around and be like, they need this, I want you to know that marketing isn't difficult. It's also not easy. But if you are willing to take the time to help me understand your purpose, your vision for what you're trying to do and what you're trying to build, I can help you be the best version of yourself and take your brand to the next level, or take your friend's brand, or take that restaurant that you didn't like their menu to the next level. I help people be the best version of themselves through marketing. And you could put every single client that I have next to each other, all their websites, all their social media channels, and you would never know that we were the company doing it all. Everybody gets a unique strategy because every business is unique. Every business has details that make them who they are. But we teach foundational marketing. That is all it is. And we tweak it and customize it so that you can be the best version of yourself. So yeah, I want you to know that you are as dope as you think you are. And if you know that you're dope, but your brand isn't speaking in that capacity, I can get you there.
Yes, that's awesome. I love it. If you see someone out there who needs help and you know that they want to make sure they have an authentic brand, they know where to go.
All days.
And if someone wants to support you past, social media likes and follows and all that good stuff, what's a great way for them to do that right now?
Refer someone. I think it goes right in hand with what I want you to take away is, if you know someone, a friend that's been talking about their business that they're trying to get off the ground, or a colleague, or you're at a startup, like, people don't realize that you are one person away from a referral, from someone that needs help. And so I'm that person.
Okay, that's easy. We can do that. Tell somebody about Howl Marketing. That's what you need to do.
Yes.
So that was all I have for today. Thank you so much for being here, Desiree. I really appreciated you coming on the show and sharing all of your dopeness. And you have been a wonderful guest. So thank you for being here.
And thank you for having me. I think what you're doing with Burbs it's foundational. Like, we need more people talking about the underrepresented people that are in the world. We deserve all the hype. We deserve all the love. We deserve all the amplification of what we're doing. And a lot of people build in silence. A lot of people struggle in silence. But there are beautiful businesses out there that are in the suburbs that more people need to know about. And so you've created a platform for us as small business owners to use our voice to hopefully educate, amplify, teach people that, like, you too can do this. It isn't easy, but I promise it is so rewarding if you do the work. So Thank you for creating the platform for us.
Oh, thank you for saying that. Oh my gosh, Okay, now you're gonna make me emotional. But that's exactly what I'm trying to do is just put a spotlight on the people that really need it. And you are already doing the work, so just bigging up what you're already doing.
Thank you. It's all love over here, girl.
Yeah, same here. Well, thank you again and have a great rest of your day.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye, y'all.
All right, my people, that brings us to the end of this episode of Bobs in the Burbs. You should know your support sets the tempo for our community's growth. With that in mind, please be sure to find, fund, and amplify today's guest. To find, see the show notes to check out Desiree's links. To fund, share Howl Marketing with someone you know that needs help with promoting what they do. You can head over to Howl, that's HOWL marketing.com to learn more. To amplify, share one clip or insight from this episode on your favorite feed and tag ALJ Digital and Howl Marketing. For more of these conversations, please subscribe on YouTube or your podcast player of choice. You'll catch new episodes on the third Thursday of the month. You can also connect with me, Ashley L. James, on LinkedIn, where I empower established service-based business owners to leverage the platform organically to attract clients. Thanks for joining me today, and until next time, remember, we out here too. Bye.